Yeah, like you said, like I'm a really fast entry player, so even when things don't go my way, like if I'm not dropping a 4.0 KD and a hard point, like things like this is gonna happen. I'm gonna drop a 0.6. But like Ben said, I still had just as much damage as my teammates. So
Yeah, you did your thing.
it's like, you know, that's something that the kill death ratio won't show the fans, is that like even though I'm dropping a 0.6, I'm still getting as many people weak and like almost one shot as my other teammates.
When
So
you read
it's just...
stats, you have to read stats over time. You know, like even today, right, with the FaZe series, FaZe won 3-1 today, and Alec had a 0.6, but they won 3-1. And I'm sure Alec was doing his thing. You know, like I'm sure Alec still had plays that were very important, and I'm sure he added to their win. You know, like it wasn't just like he dropped a 0.6, he got carried. Like it doesn't work like that. You gotta look at stats over a period of time. You gotta look at what people are doing on the map and how they're helping their team. Because Asim could slide out, get 2 people weak, could die 5 times in a row, but his team gets that 2-piece trade every time. And now look at that, Asim's 0-5, but he got his teammate whatever 5 2-pieces or something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like it's like you could read you could look at stats, but if you don't watch the game and you don't watch COD, I don't want to hear your fucking mouth about your opinions on a player. I don't want to hear it. That's why I lose composure a little bit when I see people talk about stats, because they don't watch the game. They sit there, they see the stats, and they go, "Oh, this guy sucks. His KD's a 0.9, 0.8. He sucks." That was the story of my fucking career. Half the time we'd be winning sometimes, and people would be like, "Oh, ZooMaa's struggling a little bit." You know, he's at a point. I said, "What? I watch back the game. I'm making plays. I'm making fucking plays. I don't know what these people are watching." And then there'd be days where, yeah, you're right, I might have got shit on sometimes. Every player does. There's definitely times where people have the right because they watch the game, and you are getting shit on. It depends. You gotta watch the game. Watch the game. Watch the minimap, pay attention to what people are doing on the map, and then after the game, you go back, you look at the stats, and you compare the game with the stats, and that's how you break down stats. That's how you do it. You don't just look at a KD and all that shit and just be like, this guy sucks, this. That's the problem right now with things that I see on social media all the time. It's just not reading stats properly, and that's what really bothers me about stats. So there's people that are always like, oh, I care about stats, don't care about this. I always cared about stats when you read them the right way. But if you don't read them the right way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the last 2 great examples of what you're saying is just like in Black Ops 4 Champs when E United won. You think they win with any other player besides Prasini? Like Prasini brings a lot to that team, and just because the stats aren't good doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to win champs any more than anyone else on that team.
Right.
Another great example was last year with Dallas Empire. If they don't have Illy, do they win? Like Illy's 0.91 or whatever, and respawn it's bad for the average Joe.
Yeah.
But he brings a lot to that team, and I just think like there's a lot of role players and a lot of subsist players that like need more credit, and they don't get it. So.
Yeah, they don't get it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like a player can do a lot for the team, but then they're not shining. You know, they don't have the role that makes them shine. And that's just part of having that role. You know, that was like the role I always played. That's the role that you're playing. You know, but then there's players who play that role and still drop crazy stats, and that's where you like really show your superstar potential. You know what I'm saying? When you play a role like that and you start dropping big stats like that, like if a player like you, Asim, is dropping a 1.3, you're winning the series. Like you're probably winning this. Like today, you had a 1.4 or something.
My 1.3 is different from like a dashy 1.3. I feel like
way different, way different.
And people don't know that, and that's the most frustrating.
But it depends. But then at the same time, is it though? You gotta watch back the games and break down the stats with the games. You know, because Dashy could drop a 1.4 doing the craziest shit. Like we don't know how he dropped the 1.4. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't look at stats unless you watch the game and actually break it down. So that's my only thing to say about that.